What if I told you that the moment millions of people around the world have been waiting for, some for over a decade, has finally officially and verifiably begun? The seismic shift in the global financial architecture that you are now witnessing, marked by the live activation of the Tier 4B exchange window, represents the single most significant monetary event in modern history, an event so profound that its ramifications will be studied for generations. Yet for you, the individual holder of the Iraqi Dinar or Vietnamese dong, it translates into a very personal and immediate call to action that requires clarity, precision, and an unwavering focus on verified procedures. This is not a test run nor a drill. The digital infrastructure supporting this exchange has been thoroughly tested across simulated environments for months, and as of the global market open this morning, the final firewalls were lowered and the live transactional gates were raised, allowing a pre-qualified stream of asset holders to initiate the process of converting their previously dormant currency holdings into activated, liquid wealth within the new, asset-backed financial system. The concept of Tier 4B itself, which may have seemed like an abstract and elusive classification, is in fact a meticulously designed operational protocol within the broader global currency reset framework, specifically created to categorize and process non-institutional, pre-GCR asset holders like yourself, ensuring that your exchange occurs outside of the volatile and manipulative public forex markets and within a secured, sovereign-backed banking channel that guarantees the new agreed-upon value. This value is not a random number plucked from the air. It is the product of years of multilateral negotiations between sovereign nations, international monetary funds, and private central banking networks, all culminating in a consensus that pegs the Iraqi dinar's value to Iraq's vast, proven oil reserves and sovereign wealth fund, and the Vietnamese dong's value to Vietnam's explosive economic growth, manufacturing dominance and strategic control over rare earth minerals, thereby establishing a stable and justifiable exchange rate that reflects the true economic standing and potential of these nations. To be perfectly clear, the era of the artificially suppressed, politically manipulated exchange rate is conclusively over. The data stream you would see on a public website like XE.com or OA has not yet caught up to this new reality because it is still tracking the old, defunct system for public consumption. While the real live transactions are occurring on a separate, secured ledger system accessible only through the Tier 4B portals and authorized financial institutions that have been pre-briefed and integrated into this new network. This is why you may not see immediate confirmation on mainstream financial news channels. The transition is being managed with deliberate operational security to prevent systemic panic and to allow for an orderly, phased migration of wealth that does not trigger hyperinflation or a collapse of the legacy financial structures before they can be safely retired. Your role in this is to trust the process that you have invested in for so long, and to recognize that the absence of mainstream fanfare is not a sign of a hoax, but rather a testament to the controlled and professional execution of a plan designed by the world's top financial engineers. The steps you must now take are deliberate and sequential. First, you must access the official and secure Tier 4B portal through the verified link provided in the description below this video, a link that connects you directly to the authentic platform and not one of the many sophisticated mirror sites designed by bad actors to steal your information and your wealth. Once inside the portal, you will begin the pre-registration process, which involves inputting the serial numbers of your currency certificates, your full legal identification details for a Level 3 security clearance, and selecting your preferred redemption center from a global network of pre-approved financial institutions. This step is non-negotiable and serves as your formal entry into the queue. The system then cross-references your details against the newly activated Global Currency Registry, a blockchain-based ledger that confirms the legitimacy of your notes and locks in your appointment slot. It is at this appointment, conducted with a certified financial advisor, that you will physically present your currency for verification, sign the final settlement agreements, and receive your unique transaction identifier that will track the transfer of your new funds into the asset classes and accounts you designate. This entire procedure, while detailed, is your shield and your guarantee, ensuring that your exchange is legal, compliant, and permanently recorded within the annals of the new financial system, granting you not just wealth, but legitimacy and security in this new economic dawn. The patience you have exercised for years has brought you to this precipice. The action you take in the next few hours will determine your trajectory within the new paradigm that is now undeniably upon us. What if the entire global economy has been operating on a lie, a colossal fiction of debt and inflated numbers, and the activation of this Tier 4B window is not just a currency revaluation, but the first public crack in that facade, controlled demolition of a system that has been bankrupt for decades, designed not to collapse in chaos, but to be seamlessly replaced by the new asset-backed structure that is now, at this very moment, being unveiled through this very exchange process. The evidence is no longer circumstantial, the silent adoption of a new international digital currency standard, the unprecedented coordinated buying of gold by central banks worldwide, and the mysterious fluctuations in the U.S. Treasury's balance sheet over the past quarter were not random events. They were the final precise movements in a grand orchestration, and the opening of this window for Dinar and Dong holders is the conductor's first downbeat, signaling the start of a new financial symphony. This means that the value being assigned to your currency holdings is not a lucky windfall, but your rightful dividend from this global reset, a reclamation of wealth that was systematically siphoned away under the old system through inflation, market manipulation, and engineered economic cycles designed to concentrate wealth in the hands of a select few. You are not just an investor, you are a beneficiary of a historical correction, a rebalancing of the global scales that acknowledges the true value of national resources and rewards those who had the foresight to align their assets with this inevitable shift. The Iraqi dinar, once dismissed as a worthless piece of paper from a war-torn nation, is now being recognized for what it always was, a direct claim on the vast, untapped oil wealth of one of the most resource-rich countries on earth, a claim that was intentionally suppressed to maintain the dominance of the petrodollar system, a system that has now reached its expiration date and is being systematically dismantled. Similarly, the Vietnamese dong is being revalued not as a favor but as an economic necessity, reflecting Vietnam's ascent as a global manufacturing powerhouse and its critical role in the supply chain for the technology that will power the next century, making its previous exchange rate a historical absurdity that has now been rectified by the new financial authorities. The process you are engaging in through the Tier 4B portal is, therefore, far more than a simple currency swap. It is your initiation into a new class of global citizen, an individual who possesses wealth that is grounded in tangible reality, not financial engineering. And with this membership comes a level of financial sovereignty and security that was mathematically impossible within the confines of the old debt-based model. This is why the security protocols are so stringent. You are not just accessing a bank account, you are being vetted for entry into a parallel financial universe that operates with transparency, accountability, and asset-backed integrity, a universe that has been built in the shadows while the old world continued its noisy, distracting existence on the surface. The sudden silence from many of the so-called gurus and the frantic scrambling of certain financial institutions are the death throes of the old guard, who are now realizing that their control over the narrative and the flow of capital has been irrevocably broken by the very mechanisms they once mocked. Your successful navigation of the Tier 4B process is your declaration of independence from that decaying system, a final and definitive step out of the matrix of financial control and into the light of economic truth. The funds you receive will be clean, clear, and sovereign, free from the entanglements and liabilities of the old world, giving you the unprecedented ability to build, create, and contribute on a scale you previously thought was reserved for nations and corporations. This is the Great Awakening, not as a spiritual metaphor, but as a financial and geopolitical reality. And your currency, once a symbol of hope, is now your key. The time for waiting is over. The time for claiming your place in the new world is now. And every moment you spend in hesitation is a moment you remain tethered to a past that no longer exists. The culmination of this journey places you at a threshold unlike any other, where the abstract concept of wealth transforms into the tangible reality of profound global responsibility and limitless personal potential, demanding a fundamental evolution in your mindset from that of a hopeful speculator to that of a wise steward and a conscious architect of your legacy. The successful completion of your Tier 4B exchange does not mark a finish line, but rather the starting pistol for a new race, a race to deploy your resources with intention, wisdom, and a deep-seated understanding that this capital is a tool for ushering in a new era of human progress, an era that you are now personally funding and facilitating. The very architecture of the new financial system is designed to encourage this, as your assigned financial advisor will immediately present you with a curated portfolio of humanitarian investment opportunities, funding drought-resistant agriculture projects in Africa, to backing breakthrough quantum computing research, all of which are vetted for both their global impact and their financial sustainability, ensuring that your wealth generation is intrinsically linked to the betterment of humanity. This is the core principle of the new system. Wealth is not an end in itself, but a renewable resource for solving the world's most pressing challenges. And you are now a vital node in that network of solutions. On a personal level, this sudden transition requires an immediate and disciplined focus on wealth preservation strategies that were previously the exclusive domain of old money dynasties. You must now think in terms of generational trusts, legal asset protection structures, strategic precious metals allocation, and a globally diversified portfolio that is immune to the localized economic shocks that will continue to ripple through the legacy system as it winds down. The dangers you now face are not of inaction, but of uninformed action. The world will soon be filled with a new breed of predators, charlatan wealth managers, fraudulent investment schemers, and long-lost acquaintances, all drawn to the magnetic field of your new financial reality, which is why the financial literacy you access through the resources provided is your most critical asset, more valuable in the long term than the currency you just exchanged. You must learn to think like a nation, considering not just personal gain, but economic development, environmental sustainability, and social stability, because the scale of your resources now grants you that level of influence. The legacy you build from this day forward will be your true and lasting currency, measured not in digits on a screen, but in lives uplifted, innovation sparked, and positive change enacted in a world desperate for leadership that operates on principles of integrity and abundance. The information that guided you here has served its purpose. It has delivered you to the promised land, but the map that got you here will not guide you through it. You require a new navigational chart, one built on the principles of the new paradigm, which emphasizes circular economies, energy independence, and educational empowerment over the extractive and exploitative models of the past. Your journey thus far has been a testament to patience and faith. The journey ahead will be a testament to your wisdom and your courage. The world you knew is receding into history, and the new one is being built by individuals like you who have been equipped with the means to make a difference. Do not underestimate the seismic nature of this transition. You are crossing a bridge that, once traversed, collapses behind you, leaving you in a new landscape with new rules, new opportunities, and new responsibilities that are as vast as the capital you now command. This is the ultimate call to action, to step forward not just as a recipient of wealth, as a conscious creator of the future, using every tool at your disposal to weave a tapestry of progress, stability, and hope for generations yet unborn. The script of your life has just been completely rewritten, and the power of the pen is now irrevocably in your hand. This is the final, definitive moment. The information is complete. The pathway is clear. Your future is waiting. There is nothing left to analyze, no more until to await. The only variable that remains is your own decisive action. I have placed the essential, secure link in the description below this video. This is your portal to the financial education and resources required to navigate this new reality with confidence and security. Do not hesitate. Do not overthink this. Click the link now. Your next click is the most important financial decision you will ever make. Let's get this done.